S. Chan presents Educational Video Lectures. Difficult concepts made easy. Study anywhere, anytime.
Hello students, as we have done in the previous video about the data and the calculation related to data, that how we are calculating the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and then we are calculating different tests related to data. So today we will learn that how to tabularize the data and how to make the calculation.
If you want to study this topic in detail, refer to the book by S. John Publishing. Link is provided in the description box.
Welcome to Ascent Academy and my name is Kanhaiya Jha. Today we will learning about the MS Excel, that software to maintain the data and to calculate data in a tabular form. So all the data with their sub data can be arranged and can be calculated and can be sent from the one point to the another point through a particular network. So we will learn today about the MS Excel. So MS Excel, as we can see that this is a Visual Basic for the application VBA, and then it is a basic programming that we use to tabularize the particular data. In this we can save the sub parts of our data also. For example, if we say that there are four categories A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D has their subcategories as A1, A2, A3, A4, then B1, B2, B3, B4, then C1, C2, C3, C4, then D1, D2, D3 and D4. So these are the data that we can see that there has to be arranged in a tabular form, and that has to be arranged in such a way that any time we can do any kind of calculation. So MS Excel is used to do this particular operation, where we can, for the particular given data, we can calculate the summation of data, that how to calculate the sum up and how to calculate the variation. So we can say that to open the MS Excel first, we should learn how to open it. So we can go to the start option, then program and that Microsoft Excel. So when we open this, then the sheet will open and then we can do this. So in the next page we can see that these are the data where it can be tabularized. Here we can see that the example is given that we have taken a MS Excel, different categories, and then we can use one particular category to open the particular program. So we, in the option, we can choose the file option and then we can go to the open. So when we choose the file option and then we go to the open, then it will either we have to open a new document or we can type the name, the file that we want to open the file. So we have two options in this. Then we can create a new workbook. Creating a new workbook, whatever that work that we do in the MS Excel, we can save all the particular documents and then we can make a file and we can name them with a new notebook. Then we can go to the save option and then save. When we have to go for the save option, we have two options, either save or save as with a particular name. Then either we can choose a particular row or we can choose a particular column when we have made the data in a tabular form, and then for that particular row or for that particular column we can make the entire calculation. Creating a formula, that we can create the formula first, formula that we want to use. Second, we can type either equal to sign or greater than equal to or less than equal to, whatever we want to operate. Then select the formula and then that formula will generally work. So here what we learned is that not only tabularization of data, we can calculate a relational data also. Either we are saying that it is equal to or not equal to or greater than or not greater than. So not only the relational data we can calculate, but we can make calculation and then the mathematical operation also. So whatever the operation that we need, either we want to calculate summation, or we can't want to calculate the missing data, or we want to select a particular data from the given data. For example, here if we say that there are 10 names, I want to pick up a particular name, and suppose the name is John. So if I type J, all the names will appear. So we can select that particular name also. So mathematical operation also we can do, and we can do the other particular tabularization of data also. Here we can see that this is A, B, C, and there are subunits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a blank worksheet. So what we can do is, suppose that A on the day 1, on a day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, B, and then C. So again, this is all data. Suppose I want to calculate the total of A. Then what I will do is that after 7, I will go to the formulas, click the summation, and then the total of A will appear. So along with the particular data, what we are doing is, we are also doing the mathematical operation. Then we can use it for B and then C, and then at any time we can edit the particular thing, and we can make the changes in this particular thing. So here we can see here clearly that A, B, C, as we have seen in the example here, that I write it on the board, that A1, B1, C1, D1. So all has a sub data A1, A2, A3, A4, B1, B2, B3, B4, C1, C2, C3, C4, D1, D2, D3, D4. So these all are the particular tabularization of data where we are putting the values, and after the values we can make any kind of mathematical calculations in this particular data. So we can calculate the summation, we can edit it, we can do the multiplication, whatever the data is required, and most important, we can set up the formula also. The formula that we are looking for, we can set up that particular formula, which is required. So if we can see that A, B, C, D, E, so it is 100, 200, 400, 500. So when we come here that E2 plus E3 plus E4 plus E5, then we can see that it is 1200. So the total that is coming is 1200. Total is what we have got after adding this particular thing. So the total particular value can be calculated very easily when the data is done in the tabular form. So whenever the data is spread in the tabular form, we can collect and formulate the data, and then we can calculate the total thing. So here we can see the formula which is used of the summation. This is a very important concept, fx. Here fx means f is a function of x. So whatever the particular type of operation that we need, we can put it here. So it will express in terms of fx only. So whatever the function, either we want to calculate for square, or we calculate the nth form, or we want to calculate the cube. So whatever the calculation that we generally need, all the calculations can be done here, okay, which is 100, 200, 400, 500, like this we have shown you. So all the calculations can be done, and we can calculate the summation of all the particular data. Then here we have we can do the changes with the entering date and time. So whenever the particular page is there, so we can enter the date. The date can be expressed in terms of day, month, year, and then the particular time. The time are two options, AM, PM, or we can opt for the 24-hour clock also. So here we can do it. Then we have some shortcut, Control A. When we press Control A, that is used to select a particular data. Control C to copy the particular data. Control V is to paste the particular data. So suppose in a given list we want to choose a particular option, then we select and press Control A, then that particular data will be selected, and after that if you want to copy it or if you want to take it somewhere, we can do it. So these are several shortcuts that we can do. Then we have the data analysis. So basically the data in this particular software is a relational data. Suppose that we have seen A1, A2, A3. So all the features of A can be expressed together. All the features of B can be expressed together and all. And after that, from after the particular categorization, we can use the formula to calculate it. Any kind of mathematical formula, as we have seen that fx here written, fx, function of x, we can express in any type of function that we want. Either we want a particular progression, or we are expressing in terms of series, or we are calculating in terms of the square root, cube root, addition, then multiplication, division. So whatever we need, we can make the calculation from here. So here we can see the simple example of the totality that we have calculated the sum up. Then some shortcuts are generally used, Control A, then Control C to copy and Control V to paste the particular copy. Now here we can see that the data is given. The data is given in the tabular form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to select this yellow. What I will do is that I will put the cursor here and then Control A. Then this data will be selected. Then either I want to make changes with the data. I can do changes with this particular data. I can change the particular set of values, or if I want to paste it to the another file, I can do this also. So in spite of carrying the entire file to get one particular information, we can select the particular type of information that we need, and then particular type of information can flow from the one particular part to the another particular part. So we have to understand here that even the data is in a tabular form, it is done in such a way that if small element has to be taken, we can copy it and paste it to the other particular file. Like we have learned in the basics of database that how to edit the data, how to replace the data, how to add the data, how to delete the particular data, all these operations that we have seen and we have done in the database. So here also we can see that we can make the changes. Here we don't have to follow that what we have learned, that first in first out, last in first out, the FIFO and LIFO. We don't have to use it. We can just select the data which has to be edited, the data which has to be calculated also, and then do the particular operation. So here if you focus here, there are some shortcuts are given. We can use more shortcuts to do the analysis. So here either it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So separately we can calculate for A, separately we can calculate for B, then C, then D. Then we can express, if you want to calculate total A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, then what we can do is that we can calculate, we can make one variable which is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E, F, G, H. Then the summation of that particular variable will be the summation of the entire thing. So the calculations can be done either separate particular part or for the entire particular part. So this can be done. Then the shortcuts we have discussed here. Then again how to select the particular element of the particular software. So what we learn is that if there are sub elements, the sub elements can also be calculated. If you want the total row can also be calculated, the total column also be calculated, the total file can be also calculated. So in MS Excel, the data is arranged in such a way that if you want to evaluate any part of data, then also be done, or we want to calculate for the entire file, then also be done. We can access any part of data by using the shortcuts. We can calculate any part of data by using the mathematical shortcuts, and then we can make a new file also by taking the small elements from the one particular file and which can made in the new file. The question is that why Excel? The answer is very simple, that along with the data, calculation is also there. This is not only the data storage that we are doing, we are making the changes along with the calculation. This is very important because this is not a storage device where we store the data, but we are categorizing it and then we are calculating it. So along with the sub data also, all the calculations can be done with the sub data, all the calculation can be done with the entire file, and then we can access it either the entire file or the entire part of the particular data. So sorting as we have seen is a very important concept here. Sorting in the sense that the entire file is there, I want to access the small element of this. So when I want to access the small element of this, then I don't want to go from the top to bottom and from bottom to top. There is no approach. So what we can do is that we can use by the short button, we can select that particular data, and after selecting that particular data, we can access it. We can form this in a particular file and all. So we have this in the MS Excel, as we can see that we can select it. So what we have learned is that how the data tabularization is done, and along with the data tabularization, how the different calculations are generally done. Different calculations depending upon our uses and how we proceed. Now we take a small break, and after the break again we will learn.
Now quality learning is easily available at your doorstep. S. Chand Academy brings detailed lectures based on AICTE curriculum as per the New Education Policy 2020. So do not forget to subscribe to the S. Chand Academy and access the wide world of knowledge conveniently sitting at your home. Stay connected and keep watching S. Chand Academy. Happy learning!
Hello students, welcome back. As we are doing about the MS Excel, we have learned that how the data tabularization is done and how calculations are done. So we will proceed further, and here we will see that how we insert a particular data, that when it is given, that particular data is given, how we insert a particular data. So here what we have to learn, that we have done this fx, that fx is particularly the function of x. Then we go to the option insert, then we put the particular data in a particular chart or a particular table that we have formed. So what we can do is that suppose there is a data which is in the tabular form already given, and if you want to insert a new data, then we can definitely insert a particular new data. We can go to the insert option, and after that we can put that particular data. After that, that particular data will be the part of the particular file, and we can access it at any time. In any file, we have an option of inserting a particular data. Any particular file that we have an option of inserting a particular data. Either it is any worksheet, or second thing is range of data also we can use it. Range, input data range, that not even one particular value, that even a given range of value. So we can study here the given range of value also, it can be generally used. Then we have importing data in Excel, then file, open, file type, then click on the file, choose option, then choose option, and then we can use either comma, space, whatever is required, and then finish. So this is importing a data. Now coming to the limitation of MS Excel, that if it is very much capable of storing a data, and it is very much capable of doing the calculation with all kind of data, then why not MS Excel is sufficient? Why we need some other software for this? So the answer is that limitation. Limitation is basically that the MS Excel is limited, that it cannot design any algorithm. It can work on the given data. We have to make changes in the data. It cannot make changes in the particular data. So every time, if suppose an attendance, we are making a particular MS Excel sheet. So suppose that one day we do not fill it up. So it cannot fill up, it cannot make it correct that absent and all. We have to fill up the absent. So what we have to do is we have to learn that in MS Excel, the software is not capable of running an algorithm. It cannot work on the fixed algorithm. Whatever data that we input, it can work on that particular data only. It cannot work according to its own algorithm. Then we can see that here there are A, B, C, D, E, F. We can choose any particular column, any particular row, and then we can start from here, and then we can put all the particular data. So we have some limitation that here whatever on the working on the fixed algorithm means, suppose that I make 2, 4, 6, 8, I did not fill up. So other software it will be 10, but here it will be nothing in the blank space. So it is capable of storing the data, it is capable of making the calculation with the particular data, but it is not capable with the working with the particular fixed algorithm of the data. So this is the particular limitations of this MS Excel. Then we can see that we have filled up this and we want to, these are the worksheets. So we want to make a new worksheet. Then we can choose the worksheet, we can open the worksheet, and then we can, worksheet means all the data and the sub elements of the particular data. So in the given worksheet also we can make a change, or we can make the new worksheet also. Then where we can see that where it is generally used. So there are other methods that we can use here. Here it can be used for the particular, we say this is also a software SPSS, but we will learn more here with the particular MS Excel. So we can use it in a different ways, different categories, okay, and a different calculations that we generally do. So let's take another example here, that learn one thing that we learn what is Excel and what is the limitation. Suppose that we say A, B, C, D. They are moving like this, that if it is 2, it will be 4, then 2, then 6, and then 8. So we can see that here the difference is of 2. Initially it was 2, then 4, then 6, and then 8. So the difference is of 2. So if we are using the MS Excel and you forget it, it will not fill up anything. That is the main limitation of the MS Excel, that MS Excel do not work on any fixed algorithm. Again we have to fill up. So suppose it is 4, it is 6, it is 8, it is 10, it is again 3, then it is 5, then it is 7, then it is 9. So here we can see that we can fill up all the data. Here by using the expression summation x, summation of x square, summation of xn, when we are using this fx, the function, we can do all the operations, all the calculations. We can edit the data, we can change the data, delete the data, copy the data, paste it to another file. We can do it, but only thing is that if we miss any particular value, MS Excel will not write the value by itself, because it is not capable of working on a particular fixed algorithm. So this is what we can do with the MS Excel. We can choose the particular data from the given particular worksheet, and then we can make the changes on that particular worksheet. Here are the few shortcuts that we have learned before the break, that few shortcuts that we can use to select the particular data, and then the shortcuts key to enter the date, enter the time, to copy the data, to paste the data, to edit the data, and to insert the data. Sorting is also a very important concept, as we have discussed. We can sort the particular value and then we can edit the particular value. So in total, what MS Excel is very important when we are dealing with the data and the sub data. Suppose person name, roll number, class, subjects. I can see that a person has different sub particular values. So all these things can be arranged. Then we make a key data in the sense that by pressing that we can get all the details of that particular person. MS Excel is capable of doing that. We do all the operations and the application is wide. In every particular field we use the MS Excel to do all the operation, either it is a mathematical operation or we have to store the data. So we can see here that how we make the particular file. So what we learned in this is that we store the data, we tabularize the data, we are making the changes in the rows, we are making the changes in the columns. After that we are sorting the data, editing the data, making the new worksheet. Then we are using the function fx, and whatever the change that we need in the X that we are doing. Here we can see the results. Here the example is given that how we can calculate the summation of X or any particular X raised to the power n value. So here we discuss all these things, then selecting the particular data also we have done, selecting and sorting the data. So in MS Excel what we learn is tabularization of data along with the mathematical calculation, and then most important that if you are making any particular file, then how to sort the particular value, how to sort the elements of the particular value, and how to edit and insert the new values. So hope you find this video very knowledgeable. Thank you.
If you want to study this topic in detail, refer to the book by S. John Publishing. Link is provided in the description box. If you found our video interesting, please like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon.
All rights reserved. This video has been prepared for educational purposes only. No part of it may be reproduced or copied without the permission of the copyright holder.